Hello and welcome. So, the game update notes for August 8th, the patch that came out last Tuesday. It's a little bit late, but I'd like to just run through some of the things that were kind of interesting to me and probably to the community. Some fairly big change, well, actually, no, some huge changes. This is a massive patch that has landed. So, there's a lot to go through, but like I said, I'm just going to cherry pick some of the best ones in my personal opinion. So starting from the top, the current events achievements from Living World Season 3 have been grouped into their new category. This is on obviously the hero panel. This is a really good change. I'm glad to see that this has been done. It's a shame that this hasn't put into the story journal, so it hasn't been marked with a date or anything. So it might seem a little bit, I don't know, kind of janky when trying to play through the story, but you know, this is a step in the right direction. A few more iterations and I think they'll finally get it right. All of the achievements that were hidden are now unhidden, so people can finally unlock all of those really weird ones that nobody knows how to get hold of, because there are still achievements that nobody has been able to figure out just yet. But now we can actually see them. It's all good. So some people have been moved around in their maps. Some scaling's happened for like the ley energy coalescence events. Bloodstone crazed animals have gained powers and everything else, extra power, sorry, and everything is been generally rebalanced. The bandits have less health and stuff like that, so you can solo them easier because there are less players around doing those events because they've already done them, etc, etc. So again, it's all very good. There's a couple of bug fixes and extra balancing stuff done with a few of the fractals. All of the givers weapons and stuff like that, all of that has now been standardized, along with all the foods and utilities, which I kind of discussed in the previous video. This has been pretty good. Now everything makes sense. Professions. Now I'm not going to go through all of the professions here because there is just an absolutely ridiculous amount of changes that have gone through, because obviously Path of Fire is going to be coming out in about a month's time, just over, and these changes are making sure all of the old core specs are in line with the new expansion and all of the things that it's going to be ripping in. So they've added in here like the ammunition system. This is now a thing, which is pretty cool. I haven't really had much time to play, so I haven't actually checked this out properly yet, but I'll try and get some in the video footage. There's some extra changes to like light aura, which wasn't that great to begin with, but now it seems pretty good. Reduces condition damage, which is actually useful now, and grants retaliation when struck, so that's always good. They've also standardized profession mechanics and skill types across all professions. That's pretty good. And looks like they've changed the Charazuka to be equipped for 15 seconds instead of like a set number of attacks. Whether that makes it better or not, I don't know. And then a couple of the non-racial skills here, the Raven, Wolf and Snow Leopard, have been changed, so they're no longer affected by movement speed modifiers. The leaping skills, at least, anyway. So yeah, there's like, I'm just gonna scroll down. Like, here's the start of the Elementalist, which is absolutely ridiculous. It just keeps going on and on all the way down here. And then engineer and stuff like that. Again, I'll leave a link in the description to all of these notes so you can have a read through yourself, but as you can see, it's just, this video would be hours long if I go through it and have everything. One thing I will say though is with the Thief is it's pretty good. They've changed it because obviously the staff took over a lot of power-based gameplay, and now they're changing it so it's more so the sword has a better kind of niche to fill, which is nice because the sword was never used really ever, even in the beginning, which is kind of a shame and also kind of annoying because I obviously crafted bolt and everything else. But yeah, that's a nice thing to see. And obviously ammunition for distracting daggers and all that kind of stuff is good changes. But yeah, it carries on and on. Here we go. So this is the end of the warrior. So PvP, League vendors have had some tab consolidation. This just did a little cleanup because they've added a few more things like making legendary armor for the glorious stuff. Other than that, there's not really too much going on. However, World versus World, this is where all of the amazing stuff is happening. They finally added in gliding. Holy shit, look at this. War gliding mastery has been added to World vs World. So yeah, basically this works that on the map you'll see that everywhere has now got a territory. And if that territory is owned by your server, you will be able to glide, which is amazing and opens up so much counterplay for Zergs. You know, they could just now jump on the walls and then glide down and just absolutely wreck. And yeah, it's very, very good. I've had, like I said, not much time to mess around and play this past week because I've been so busy, but yeah, holy crap, this is so good. I believe if you have the masteries in PvE, then the points you spend in World vs World doesn't really matter. I think you have to unlock the first one, but then all of your other mastery points seem to work, because I can fly infinitely, but I don't have the war gliding mastery, the last one, which gives you infinite flight ability, so I'm not really too sure. However, they do say that this is a test for gliding. If it doesn't work and the community hates it, then they are going to remove it. However, if it's cool, then they're going to keep it. I hope they keep it, because it means they can do so much more with the maps, especially Desert, because that one was literally built with that in mind. It's nice to see that they've added this. Of course, they've added now an ability point reset, so if you don't have the points, you can now put that into the gliding if you want, or something else, you know, that's actually useful. That's quite nice. I should also note that I'm not sure if you need Heart of Thorns for the war gliding mastery. I've yet to test this, but I think you don't need it, because it wouldn't make sense for all the people that don't have any of the expansions. Should be able to just spec into this and it would be fine. There's a couple more balance passes with the siege, and then obviously the stat swappable armor, same as PvP. You can now get your legendary armor that way. It's very, very time consuming. You need about 1,500 skirmish claim tickets per piece, so yeah, you're going to be there for quite some time. But obviously speak to Warraiser and he's got all of the bits you need. Speaking of claim tickets, there's been some changes to the pip system. So you now get 5 instead of 3 if you're first place, 4 instead of 2 if you're second, 3 instead of 1 if you are in third. And if you look on the look on the screen now and you see the rewards for each of the chests and all of the tiers, you'll see that you now get claim tickets each time you get one of those chests, which is amazing, because before you'd only get the claim tickets if you pass through the whole division, which was fairly unfulfilling. If you don't want to do the stupid outnumbered kind of trick where you'd be getting like 8 pips or whatever, 8 pips plus for your every time the reward track ticked, and then you have to still get through the whole division, you only get 10 tickets. It just felt really lackluster and unrewarding. However, they've changed that, so you now make a lot more claim tickets, and it's a lot faster. And feels better. It feels a hell of a lot better. I'm so glad that they changed this, because it did bother me, and I didn't really end up getting that many claim tickets before, because I wasn't I didn't want to do the whole outnumbered thing. I just thought it was a bit gamey and cheaty, whereas I'd rather just be playing it and getting rewarded as I'm playing it, not having to do all of this extra stupid stuff. So yeah, that's another change. And I should also say that they've changed the ticket cap. So before it was 175. In previous videos I have said that, it was capped at 175 a week, and it would take you God knows how long. It was like 14 weeks just to get the back piece to have enough. Well, that's been raised now, so the cap is now 365 claim tickets per week, and obviously when you repeat chests, you don't get the last one, but you still get them as you pass up until you reach that cap, which is also a really good change. It should also be noted that the final chest for each division has had its tickets reduced ever so slightly, because obviously you're now getting them for each tier. But yeah, that's always a good thing. And there's a couple more things in the Black Lion gem store, like the Mistlock Sanctuary Lounge now has the waypoint systems that you get in the other ones, and there's a couple of other like bug fixes to do with various things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I should also say participation now takes 15 minutes to decay no matter how much of participation you've earned, and it always shows a timer in the bottom right, which is nice, whereas before it only give you the last 90 seconds. They've also added a new little vendor in your home instance. It's always good to see stuff added into the home instance, and this one is to do with the cats. So there's a small collection that you can do in your achievement panel, where you collect various cats and whatever for doing just the menial stuff or whatever, and then yeah, they'll just like shit all over your garden or whatever. But then there's now a vendor inside your home instance where you can buy cat food and other various things to pet it with, which is pretty funny, like a little water bottle so you can squirt the bloodstone one and then it explodes and kills you or whatever. Sounds pretty funny. I'm probably not that interested. I mean, I'm going to do the collection anyway because I want to do the collection. I'm not fussed about the cats, but apparently you can shoot them now, so I'm all down with that. Yeah, so that's another thing that I thought was interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the patch notes. Of course, the other really exciting news is that as you're watching this video, then the new demo preview weekend for Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire, the new expansion, is going to be live here, August 11th. It's the 11th today, obviously, or maybe not if you're watching this in the future or whatever. And yeah, so I will be playing this tonight, grabbing loads of footage. In fact, if you're interested, I might even be streaming it, so keep an eye on that. I'll leave a link in the description to my Twitch channel, which I rarely use but would like to use more. So yeah, it's going to be good. Get to mess around on all of the mounts. You're not able to use the elite specializations, which is going to suck a little bit, but that's for the next weekend afterwards. I think it'd be too much and the devs don't want to give away everything just yet. But you don't need to have pre-purchased the expansion. You don't even need to own the game. All you need to do is just sign up for a free account for Quarteria and you can play the expansion and see what it's all about and get a free level 80 boost and everything else. So yeah, there you go. Should be good. But that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. Again, come join me later, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.